Welcome. My name is Travis Washington. Poor posture, fatigue, sore muscles, joints. These are the leading causes to having a poor working environment. Ergonomics is a scientific application used to apply to a work setting to increase productivity, efficiency, and health and safety. The Institute of Ergonomics and Human Factors, their mission statement is to provide an effective solution for the human body to increase productivity in a work setting. Another name that it goes by is biotechnology. Now, human factors. These are the subcategories of ergonomics. And when IEHF, the Institute of Ergonomics and Human Factors, apply such applications, the key elements that they look for are age, height and weight, disability, psychological, and sometimes activity level, which means a person's active life can be either strenuous or more on the leisure side. Now, history tells us that back then, such as this Egyptian stool, ergonomics was applied just for that one user. But in today's time, we have multiple users, many in various bodies occupying the same space, using the same equipment and the same systems. So ergonomics is applied to adjust to many body shapes, sizes, heights, disabilities, psychological, and active levels. Such environments that ergonomics are applied to are commercial settings and residential settings. Now, these standards come by way of IEHF and ADA, which is Americans for Disability Act. These guidelines are set in place for a constituent who lives in an area or an environment to help them, aid them to move about and complete everyday tasks. That comes in commercial and residential. Now, down below, there are 4 descriptive pictures. Each one has a layout of how ergonomics is applied. Not just furniture. It's also applied to space planning, interior design, material selection. As you can see here, the chair is set at a certain height in a certain shape. As you continue down, it elevates over to the left side, showing the same chair, the same height. You want to make sure that everything coexists with this environment. When something doesn't exist and can't relate with something in that environment, then you'll have, of course, a standard of poor ergonomics. ARER. They're standards for acknowledge, which you acknowledge the problem. Is the working environment, does it adjust to the person using it? Or is it just a solution that still has a problem? Rethink all measures and different types of sources that you could use to apply ergonomics to a working environment to increase productivity, efficiency, and that can abide by health and safety standards. To enforce these guidelines into a working environment or a residential living area, to ensure that everything within that space has the proper distance, height, accessibility. These things come into play when a space is being occupied. Repeat these steps to make sure that all coexisting rooms have a certain harmony and rhythm. When that is in place, then the use of ergonomics are being applied. to domesticate. That's one thing that a lot of commercial buildings do lack thereof. To make sure that the space has efficiency. When using productivity, is it at its max? And all above else, safety and health. These things here must be applied to a commercial or a residential setting to make sure that the person using that space is able to complete everyday tasks without the problems of fatigue, sore joints, muscles, irritability, and all else, health and safety. I would like to conclude that these standards and guidelines are applied to both settings for domestic, commercial, and residential. Thank you.